Hey guys, Crypto Sunday, and I expect a lot of you have seen a bit of red this week. I certainly have. It's about 19,000 down, a few percent there, but sort of nothing too bad. We were sort of expecting a little bit more downside from the potential selling that we've got coming. I suppose the slight concern that it is downside on just potential selling. I don't think that much has been sold. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe when the selling actually comes, there'll be more buyers. But yeah, let's have a look at some of the news. So looking at the CoinShares report, it's almost completely flat, 30 million outflow compared to sort of 500 million outflows we've had before and 2 billion inflows. 30 million is very, very light. This has sort of actually been an inflow into Bitcoin. Ethereum, 60 million outflows, so that's where it has come from. Multi-asset fund with a bit of inflow, Solana with a bit of inflow, Litecoin as well. People taking their shorts off Bitcoin, and a little bit of inflow into some of the other coins, Chainlink and whatever the others are, 2.8 million. So interesting. Country-wise, it's pretty much same old, same old. Outflows out of a lot of the Europeans, Germany, Sweden, place like that. Outflow out of Hong Kong, they're still not really getting too interested. And of course, inflow into Brazil, as I keep noticing. Looking at the more recent news, so it was holiday week. We had sort of a half day on the 3rd and 4th of July off entirely, so fairly short week, but inflow overall. So 129 million into the ETFs, US ETFs on Monday. A little bit of outflow Tuesday and Wednesday, and then an inflow on Friday. So interesting that Friday was sort of the big sell-off day, and you had inflow into the ETFs, mostly into Fidelity. BlackRock was flat. This is, of course, what everyone's looking at. Bitcoin crashing down to 54k as Mt. Gox transfers 2.7 billion to a new address. So kind of annoying, this sort of drip of news from Mt. Gox. They sort of keep moving a little bit to a new address and then, not really doing anything. So that causes a drop and really nothing's happened. And then you get the same news again. And yeah, so it's dropped quite a bit. And from the looks of it, nothing has actually been distributed yet. They've sort of sent a little bit to exchanges and moved some sort of to a new wallet. But yeah, we potentially have all of the sell pressure actually still to come. So as I say, whether there'll be sort of new buyers in that, and yeah, whatever people have done. From what I understand, some people have sold their claim to sort of institutions looking to buy it. When it was looking much less likely that they would get anything back. People have sold their claim for 50p in the pound, if you like. And yeah, you would expect those people who've bought it to be just straight away selling to sort of recoup that other 50p. But we'll have to see. Not really seen too much more about the US government selling or German government selling, but it looks like they're still selling a little bit more. So yeah, potentially a little bit more downside to come, but it's all sort of within expectations, I suppose. We're not even at 30% drop from the top yet, and previous bull markets we've had sort of a number of 30% drops just in the bull markets. So you would sort of expect things to be diminishing downside as well as upside, but yeah, so far we're at sort of 25%, I think, so fairly normal. So as noted last week, did get a little bit of a reprieve for the miners. The difficulty has come down from 83.6 to 79.5. It was sort of projected to go a little bit lower than that, but the drop sort of eased a little bit towards the end of the week. And yeah, the next one is now July the 19th, and that is sort of right on time. So there's, at the moment, there's projected to be no adjustment, but it is a little bit of a reprieve, as I say, just sort of looking back last few months. It's just nice to see it not going up, really. You sort of had this steady stair step all the way through 2023 and into 2024, leading right up to the halving. And then, yeah, you just had this sort of steady period with a slight drop and another slight drop. So, yeah, not too bad. The miners sort of get a little bit more profitable, and some of the others are dropping off. I think this is mostly unprofitable miners, likely outside the US, sort of potentially Chinese miners and sort of Kazakhstan and people like that, where maybe they haven't upgraded their rigs and that sort of thing. But there is potential as well for people turning off rigs to move to AI and sort of use their power and data centers for AI. Obviously, we had the Core Scientific 270 megawatt deal now, and they have noted that private equity firms are contacting them for other partnerships. So, yeah, potentially looking to sort of broker deals, because it does look like the AI boys are sort of pushing big money towards the space. So, at least for now, that sort of deal would be a lot more profitable than Bitcoin mining. So, obviously, the miners are expecting Bitcoin to sort of go to 100k, 150k in the next year. So, yeah, selling your rigs or just sort of stopping mining and doing AI might not be profitable if it goes, or as profitable if it goes to that. But yeah, certainly in the short term, you can see why some struggling firms may be taking those sort of deals. And yeah, Core Scientific sort of sees a great deal more mergers and acquisitions and investments sort of this type. And just a quick look at Ethereum. I've not sort of looked at this in a little while, but there hasn't sort of really been a need to, because there's been very little change on the burning side. It is very, very low. So you've seen a continual increase in net supply, sort of even on the 30 days. It's straight line up pretty much. 53,000 ETH increased in the last 30 days because of very little burning. And yeah, on the since the merge chart, you can see this is sort of by far the most significant uptrend we've had since the merge. So yeah, we'll have to see if anything changes on this. This is 3 months now of uptrend. Wouldn't imagine this contributed too much to the Ethereum Bitcoin cross pair. I would imagine this is just altcoins doing worse against Bitcoin in general, but it would certainly help if Ethereum was getting a little bit more heavily used. But yeah, we've seen sort of fair down move in the cross pair. We're sort of moving to 0.056. We're now at 0.0524. Yeah, just sort of zooming out, the ETF bump that it got has sort of entirely gone, it looks like, at the moment. We're getting those ETFs, I would think, in the next week, if not the week after. And obviously you've got a big grayscale amount there to be sold. So yeah, could see a bit of a drop sort of on those ETF opens, and sort of in the few weeks that follow, if sort of the Bitcoin ETFs are anything to go by. And just looking at the coins for the week, so some have sort of been not hit quite so much, but it is basically a red wall. Bitcoin down 8%. That's obviously the bulk of the loss for me. Solana performing quite well, down 2.5%. So that's holding up a lot better than the others. Ethereum, as I've noticed, sort of been underperforming. It's down 12.5%. Chainlink down 8%. XRP down 9.1%. Cardano, noting obviously having sold that is quite a bit down from where I sold. So reasonably well timed sell. Still waiting to spend the cash at the moment. Polygon 11.8% down. Audius 20 That's the underperformer for the week. Gala 19.7, pretty much there. Power Ledger 15.3, Quant 4% down. Is somewhat on the sell pile, but I was hoping for a little bit of a better price action. Internet Computer 8.7%, Basic Attention Token 10.5, and VeChain 10.2. So yeah, pretty much everything's down, but it's altcoins that have sort of fared slightly worse, except Solana. So yeah, we'll have to see if we go lower with this Mt. Gox selling and potentially other sells. Is worth remembering sort of later in the year and into early next year. We've got FTX's distribution, which it's looking like is, the assets have already been sold and it's distributing sort of close to $14 billion in cash. So yeah, that's potentially some of it going back into crypto. It was sort of all crypto in the last 2 years that people have lost, and they're now getting more than the dollar value they held at the time. Obviously, that isn't great because Bitcoin was sort of $16,000. So yeah, getting like 20% more than that isn't great when Bitcoin's at even 57,000. But yeah, it's something at least. So leave your thoughts in comments below and like and subscribe. See you soon.